Welcome to the Workbench After Hours podcast. My name is Keith, and I'm your host. This is where we talk about the firearms community, shop talk, and everyday life experiences. Welcome back to the Workbench After Hours podcast. This is episode 39. Chris is here with me this evening to talk about gun stuff.
Guns.
But before we get into gun stuff, what's this whiskey of the week that we're trying, Chris?
It is Willet Bourbon whiskey. So I guess it started out in 2005 or 8, I think, and they said it was a single barrel, and then it transitioned to a small batch whiskey. So some of the notes it said you'll have is like a summer, like cherry, fruit, citrus, and you get a little bit of a popcorn, buttery popcorn, they said.
All right.
So
I like buttered popcorn.
Yeah, I don't know how it'll be in whiskey though.
True. I originally bought the bottle just because it looks cool on the shelf up there, and it went on sale, so I bought one for us to try. I'm like,
it's a pretty bottle.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. I think you have one of these just for the aesthetics of it, don't you?
I think so. I gotta go back. I haven't looked at my bar in a while.
All right. So yeah, this is, what did we say proof this was? It is 94 proof, so 47% bourbon whiskey.
I'm not getting any. I'm getting like the peppery.
Yeah, it's got the peppery flavor.
Yeah.
I don't taste buttered popcorn too much.
No.
Kind of more caramel and vanilla again.
Yep. It says you get it like on the aftermath almost. It's definitely more of your traditional like vanillas and caramels.
I mean, it's good. It doesn't.
It's got a little heat, but not a lot.
Not for a 94 proof.
Yeah. It could probably be dangerous.
Yeah. Yeah. So I mean, it tastes pretty good.
Yeah, it's smooth.
Definitely drinkable. Let's try it on ice here. I'll let you talk.
Yeah. So, yeah, it was a little interesting. I wanted to try this for a while too, so I've just been too. I don't want to open a bottle.
Yep. Yeah, I think it was like on sale for like just under $30.
I know every time I went to the liquor store and saw it, we're like, it looks so good, but do we want to spend the money and try it?
Yeah. So I decided to pull the trigger because it was on sale. Oh, I just dropped what I'm going to bring on next. All right.
The gun of the week.
So now we will move on to the gun of the week. And I'm sure if you know anything about guns or have been shooting guns for a long time, you know what this is right here. Just by looking at it, most people can see what that is. And I don't have the other camera angle, so I'm going to have to like hold this up. But for those of you that don't know, this is a Ruger 1022. 1022's a 22 long rifle. And these are super popular, just plinking rifles.
Yeah.
And this happens to be the Takedown model, which is, I love it because you just have the bolt back, press this, twist, and it comes apart. And super easy to like store in a backpack or something. I don't know why Joe Biden doesn't say this is a scary gun because it can fit in a backpack. Maybe because it's not all black. I don't know. But yeah, it's pretty cool. So it makes it easy to carry. They used to come with backpacks. I know there's a one with a stainless steel barrel. I used to have that. But then I got this one. It's got a little bit shorter barrel. And it's got a threaded barrel. Because America, right? I have a suppressor for it. And it just threads right on like that. It's not one of the quick detaches, but 22, whatever. And then there you go. Now this is a scary gun because it's got one of those scary, quiet James Bond things on the end of it. So it does it with the 22. If you're not shooting like the subsonic ammo, which I don't like shooting those because they're unreliable and there tends to not be enough gas pressure to run the bolt anyway, so they jam. So I just run regular standard velocity ammo out of this, and I think shooting the 22 shorts without a suppressor are just as quiet, if not quieter, but still helps. I think we did a shooting video last year when we took these outside, and it sounds pretty cool. It's pretty
It's
for
really quiet.
for what it is. It's pretty quiet, but yeah, it's cool. I mean, and why not? When I bought the suppressor for my 300 Blackout, they had a deal to where if you bought that one, you got this one for 99 bucks.
You
Like,
can't beat it.
no, but then you have to pay two separate,
Stamp tax.
yeah, tax stamps. So that sucks. But I'm like, screw it.
Yeah.
Why not? Right. And it took 10 months for me to get. So, yeah. So if you have one of these with a threaded barrel, get a suppressor for it
Yeah.
because supposedly it's supposed to be a little bit faster to get one with the E-forms. Who knows? We'll find out. If you've bought one recently and gone through that process, let me know how long it's taken because
Yeah.
yeah. But this thing's cool. I have an aftermarket trigger on it. I don't know if I would say aftermarket. It's a
Upgraded.
It's a Ruger aftermarket trigger. There are several different companies that make aftermarket, but I went with this one, and I don't know why they don't make these with these triggers anyway. It's got a lighter trigger pull on it, and it's the whole kit, so it's the whole drop-in trigger, and it's super easy to install. This one has a red trigger on it. They have a black one. I don't necessarily want the red one, but that's all I can find in stock at the time. So, and then I have a lighter spring on here for the charging handle. And what else do I have on there? I did a couple other things on here. I can't remember what it was. Kid, KIDD Industries or something. Kid something has a lot of aftermarket upgrades for the 1022 rifles that are pretty good. They also have triggers, and they're a little bit more expensive than the Ruger one. I just wanted to try the Ruger one, see how it did. But check out if you have one of these rifles, check out Kid. I think it's Kid Industries or something. KIDD. Just check Google, you'll find it. They got a lot of aftermarket parts for these things. They got like extended mag releases and stuff like that. Different types of triggers. So maybe you can just do this parts of the trigger and not the whole kit. And yeah, they got extended bolt catches or charging handle or whatever
Yeah.
the
Charging
latches, whatever.
handles.
I'm used to the AR-15 terms, but yeah, they got a lot of cool stuff. And yeah, there's so many different models of 22s out there that aren't a takedown, and they have like different types of stocks, and some of them like will actually cut in designs and everything. And there was one guy that used to transfer a bunch through me that he was just collecting a bunch because they would come out with a certain
The designer pattern.
design in the stock. It's kind of cool to see what they did.
Huh.
But these are, if you're wanting to get, your kids as they get older into shooting, this is probably what they're going to start on, or
Yep.
what you should have them start on, because everybody should have there's no recoil to it whatsoever. It's like shooting a freaking BB gun,
Yeah.
just a little bit louder. So this, if you want to get your kids into guns, I would recommend going this route and start with the 22. Ammo is super cheap for it,
Yep.
and you can find it
You can find
anywhere
it
right now. Yeah. So, yeah, pretty cool gun. I like it.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's the gun of the week. The Ruger 1022. This is the takedown version. Scary gun with that suppressor.
Well, it's scary because you can put a extended magazine in it and make it 33 rounds or
Yeah, so this one, it comes with the standard 10-round magazine, and it says pretty flush, but everybody gets the 25
yeah.
rounders, the ones that look like banana clips or whatever. And they make 50 rounders. But if you've ever loaded 22 long rifle into a magazine, it sucks. It's like it hurts your thumb after a while.
Get tired.
Yeah, because it's not very fun. So I just get the 25 rounders and call that good. So yeah, check it out. So you getting a popcorn flavor on this yet?
No, none at all.
I mean, it's relative. It's kind of sweet.
It is. It's got a, I don't know. It's a lot sweeter, I think, with ice.
Mm-hmm. It's a good drink. Like it's a good entry level.
Yeah.
One, I would say if you're probably trying to get into drinking whiskey on the rocks, this might be a good
Yeah, it's
one
smooth.
for you.
It's really smooth, and it doesn't have that real hit of pepper on the back end like most of them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I like it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So Willet, good job.
Good job, Willet. So what's going on this week, Chris?
This week, I don't know. I've been busy. I
Yep.
know we had to do shocks on a Ford Ranger earlier this week.
Yep. Yep. I Learn the hard way not to buy anything from rockauto.com.
Yeah.
Yep. Don't ever buy from Rock Auto. Yeah, it's cheaper, but it's cheaper for a reason.
Yeah. Like that saying.
Stuff doesn't fit.
Or it's completely wrong.
Yes. So a whole ordeal with that, and had to redo my front shocks because
Yeah.
my truck was not sitting level
No.
from the shocks that were supposed to fit for it on for Rock Auto.
Yeah.
Did not fit, and I've been driving around like that for a while, and now it still shakes. I took it to Spring Hill again today for some coffee, and when I was coming to a stop, it still shakes.
Just not as bad.
Not as aggressive. I'm wondering if the rotors are warped a little bit, and if that'll go away.
It'll probably go away eventually.
I hope so.
But yeah, before it was like
Yeah.
on that one driver's side, it was like way lower than the others.
Guess I'll just have to drive my motorcycle more and my
Yep.
work truck. Yeah, I took the motorcycle out again today. It was kind of nice.
Yeah.
Wasn't as cool as it was yesterday, but I had fun. Went up to Heritage Park. Did not get pulled over. Last time I was at Heritage Park, I was riding that scooter and got pulled over because I didn't have a license plate on it. Like, yeah, really? I'm going 25 through a freaking park and you're going to pull me over because I don't have a license plate on it?
Yeah. At least this time, if you do get pulled over, you'll feel better.
Well, I don't have my motorcycle license yet.
Well, yeah.
But like, hey, man, I got it registered. You didn't say anything about a motorcycle license.
Yeah.
Like, technically, I need one for that
Yeah.
because it's 150cc, but the paperwork says 49.
Yeah.
So you don't need one if it's under 50cc. So I'm gonna be like, hey, man, you pulled me over. I got something that has a
Registration.
and title. You didn't say anything about having a license for it.
License? What's that?
Yeah. I'll hopefully be getting mine at the end of this month.
Yeah.
Hopefully. It's fun. The only thing I still struggle with is going from a stop and getting up into first gear because that is that initial letting out the clutch and giving it
Enough throttle to
enough
go.
throttle. Sometimes I either give it too much or not enough, and then it kind of wants to die, and then I gotta hurry up and.
Give it more gas. Give it more gas.
But once I'm going, shifting gears is fine. Like going to third,
always-
fourth, fifth, it's easy.
It's always a stop and goes with manuals.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Just takes time.
Stopping's not terrible. Especially I'm starting to try and learn how to rev match a little bit and use engine braking to stop. But it's just I got to get that initial going.
Yep.
But it's still fun. Took it out on the main roads today and to get to that park and got it up to about 50. I really want to get some sort of, I don't know if I want to go, I'm not going to go the full windshield, maybe like a small fairing just to break that wind up because it does kind of push it back a bit. I'm like, dang.
Get one of those ones that they had like on Suns. It was like a little black go over it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I got to figure something out because riding on the highway 70 miles an hour with that wind coming at you like that, I don't know how that's going to go.
Especially if it's a windy day.
Yeah,
on top
that
of it.
would suck. So I got a riding jacket on order. Should hopefully be coming in soon. Went and tried them on. They had the one I wanted. They didn't have in the size I wanted because the one they had for a large was like really tight. It would have been fine if I'm just wearing a t-shirt. But if I want to wear like a long sleeve shirt or anything underneath it, it'd been way too small. So it's got pads on the arms, shoulders, and then there's a back pad too.
Yep.
And it's supposed to breathe. So there's a liner in it for the winter or if it's raining. But then you could take that liner out and it's kind of more mesh and allows you to breathe for the summer months when it's super hot.
So you're not sweating your balls off.
I'll be sweating my balls off anyway because it's a Harley and man, they're air cooled. So I got that engine in between underneath the seat and it gets warm. Let me tell you.
Just gotta go faster, I guess.
Yeah. If I'm going, it's fine. But if I'm sitting there stopped, that's when you really start feeling the heat from the engine underneath you. So I don't know. Right now it's only been in the 80s, so it's not terrible.
Yeah, it's starting to get down in the cooler season now.
Which is perfect to
Yeah.
learn to ride.
It's nice out. I was like, when I had to go back to work Tuesday, I really did not want to go.
Yeah.
Like my alarm went off and I was like, man, really? Weekend went by too quick.
I worked maybe 20 minutes on Tuesday. But yeah.
You mean 8 hours?
Yeah. I worked 8 hours, you know.
Yeah.
But well, cool. couple, two or three topics I wanted to bring up. And if you saw the thumbnail title, we'll get into the ATF thing. But the first thing I wanted to bring up, not really gun related, but I know we've talked to Joe when he first came on this podcast about the whole electric car thing, right?
Yep.
So if you have been watching the news or haven't, if you haven't, you probably live in a freaking
You're in a hole
yeah.
somewhere.
So California has made it law. I don't know if it made it law yet, but they want to ban the sale of gas vehicles in 2035,
Jeez. Yeah.
right?
Something like that.
Something stupid like that. Here's the problem. They are doing rolling blackouts
Blackouts.
again. This is like the third year in a row where they're doing this because of the hot weather out there. They're telling people not to charge their cars.
Mm.
How, like, I'm sure there's quite a few people in California that have electric cars, but nowhere near probably half the population.
Yeah.
So if we can't keep up with the power grid now, how do they expect to have that be able to handle that load when everybody else has cars that they're trying to charge as well?
Well, that and my other question, since they're wanting to get rid of it, is how are they going to be able to build? Because there's not many construction equipment right now that are electric, if any.
Hmm.
So how are they going to build?
I also saw a thing that they're wanting farmers to go to electric, but it's like, okay, well, can that electric tractor or combine or whatever run 24 hours like my gas powered one?
Nope.
No, and that's gonna kill
It'll
them.
probably be a lot faster and take a lot longer to charge. You're moving on a lot bigger of equipment.
Yes.
So
But it's so the whole, whether you believe in climate change or not, obviously it's getting warmer out west. They're having just more severe weather. And obviously isn't a fluke because it's been having happening several years in a row now. So I think they need to come to the terms that it's just going to be hotter out there. And with all the people out there, they're going to be using up electricity in the summertime to cool their houses and everything. And if they're telling people to not cool their houses as much or charge their freaking electric cars because the power grid can't keep up, how are they going to do it when even more people
yeah,
have electric cars and are trying to get around? So, I mean, they need to figure that out. It's like our power grid can't handle it. Are you going to build a new one, restructure it? You got to, there's
they got to do something with the infrastructure to get
before
it to
you
work.
ban the sale of gas cars, figure out
Yeah.
how you can handle everybody having electric cars first and then ban
Yeah.
the gas ones.
Well, I don't think you're ever going to get away from gasoline really. I can see, yeah, a lot of people are transitioning to electric cars. Good. They're good for the environment supposedly, but they don't talk about what it takes to make it, mining for these batteries. What happens to these batteries when they're dead? You can't recycle them.
No.
You can't reuse them. They're actually doing more harm to the environment.
Well, not only mining for the batteries, but to run the power plants, you got to
Yeah.
mine coal.
Yep.
And
How are
you
you going
know,
to do that if you don't?
and then you also have nuclear power
Yeah.
plants too. So which has nuclear waste that you
Yep.
can't do anything with. So we're going to be using more of those resources to power all these cars.
Yeah, I don't see it happening by 2035 unless there's major changes in the grid infrastructure.
I get the hybrids, like to where you have gas and electric.
Yeah.
That's a good idea because say you do have a blackout, rolling blackout you have to go through, you can still run that car with gas
Yep.
and that will get you through. Otherwise, if say you forgot to charge your car and then they're telling you not to, or you have a blackout that they're doing, how are you supposed to go anywhere? If
Well,
there's an emergency, what are
not
you
to
supposed to do?
mention too, like, hey, let's go to California for a vacation.
Hmm.
Like, are they still gonna have all these gasoline stations for us since they're not selling them anymore? Or is it gonna be mostly electric and you just get to California SOL?
I think by 2035, California is going to be a burnt desert, honestly.
Probably.
The way things are going out west, it's like, man, I'm glad I don't.
Just waiting for that plate just to snap it down and become its own little island.
Yeah. Even like freaking New Mexico, Arizona, they're having a lot of issues.
Yep.
It's like, it's the desert. Don't move there.
Yep. They just want to be close to that water, though. That's
Yeah,
what it
what
comes.
water?
Yeah, the ocean. They can make water out of it.
But yeah,
Like,
I saw that, and there was I saw it on the news too, but a news article that was saying that they were asking people not to power their cars.
yeah, I saw it a couple times. I'm just like, you guys want to be so green, but yet you can't be green.
Yeah.
And even when we lived out there, like our house that we were renting didn't have AC at all. So you were just running electric fans and having your windows open, hoping that it's going to be a cool morning or something to keep the house cool.
And you used to be able to do that, but now it's
Yeah.
just getting so hot out there
Yeah.
every year that and it used to be that way up in New England. Like nobody had AC, but now it gets so hot in the summers, you
Yep.
have to have it. And a lot of people are getting window units and stuff where typically they
Use
just open the
energy.
windows and
Yeah.
have, yeah.
Yeah. They got to do something with infrastructure or build a way for cars to not have to use it as much. Like I've seen, like they're using like the wind off the cars off highways to make like wind generation for charging, and then they also have like a Qi charger underneath the roadbed that I've heard of, but I don't see it still. There's way too much energy and our grid can't support it yet.
And you haven't heard anything in the works.
Yeah.
Like,
They just
oh,
let's put a ban on it and hope to God something happens between now and then.
yeah, because that happened in Texas too a couple years ago when they had that really deep freeze,
Yep.
rolling blackouts in the wintertime, and which is really bad because then your pipes freeze, and that was miserable because I'm in insurance. So that was terrible. So it was like our power grid can't handle anything now.
Yeah.
How are we supposed to charge everybody's cars? And then millions and millions of gas powered cars are either on the roads or somebody's freaking backyard.
Yep.
What You can only recycle a vehicle so much.
Yeah.
What are I mean, what are they going to do with all the gas powered vehicles that once are actually phased out? I mean, they got to go somewhere because you can't recycle the whole thing, can you?
No. A lot of it's plastic anymore.
Yeah.
I mean, you do have some metals, precious metals and things, but you might be able to use wheels and things like that, but
So all that's going to have to go
com-
somewhere.
modules and chips though.
Well, I guess when California becomes a uninhabitable desert, we'll just have all the cars sit out there.
Yeah. Send it out there on there.
Right.
Be a desert full of like $1 million supercars and stuff sitting there. Can I have that? How much? You can't use it.
Right. So yeah, I thought that was interesting.
Yeah. I don't know. I like vehicles a lot and I can see what they want to do. And then it's like, guys are trying to push it too much.
After riding my Harley, it's like I wouldn't want an electric motorcycle.
Yeah.
Like there's something just about riding one with that loud sound that you got
Well,
the engine
not
vibrating
only
underneath it.
that, you got to think electric motors have a lot of torque.
Hmm.
You really want a torque in between your legs and just rips you right off?
Nope. Which is why I bought a smaller engine because I didn't want a lot of torque to where if I accidentally hit too much throttle, I'm
Yeah.
not flying off the freaking back of that
Yeah.
thing.
I could not imagine what the G's are. Like you see like Tesla, some of their cars and how many G's they can put you back. Imagine that on a bike.
Yeah. No
Ugh.
thanks. No thanks. But cool. So our main topic. There's kind of two parts to this. Um, the ATF has a couple different things going on right now. So I guess we'll start out with the first one, and that's pistol braces. So there's been a leak that's kind of brought a lot of attention to it, and I think we've talked about this on a prior podcast or two that they're trying to redefine what a pistol brace is and how it should be classified. So if you don't know, a pistol brace is a way to basically get it to where you can have a shorter barrel on your most likely AR-15. And what a pistol brace does is it's meant to wrap around your arm. So if you're like disabled, you can control a gun. Most people don't use it for that. um, but so because they know most people don't use it for that, and it's a workaround for a short barrel rifle, they're trying to have those reclassified, which they've said is legal for the last decade, and millions of people own these pistol braces.
Yep.
And if they reclassify them and saying if you have that on your rifle. It's still a short barrel rifle. You have to go through the NFA Act and register it and all this stuff. Trying to get the millions of people
Yeah, good luck
to
with
do
that.
that, good luck. Yeah. So they're trying to do in this budget that they're proposing, there was a paragraph in there about this amnesty period for pistol brace registration. And so what that said is basically you have a period to where they're going to be like, we know we said these were legal, but we're changing it. It's okay if you have them, but you're going to have to register them under that NFA Act. So it's kind of like a suppressor or anything like that. You have to register it with the ATF basically, and then you have to take a picture of that gun the pistol brace is on. They're thinking about waiving that $200 tax stamp just because there's going to be millions of people that, most people have multiple guns with
Yeah.
those braces on there. So to make it more appeasing for people to register those, they were like, hey, we'll waive the tax, but we need the budget to be able to cover the registration process and all that. So here is the thing with that. So first off, the ATF can't make laws, so they can't actually ban those
Yep.
legally, but they're going to try to by redefining it and classifying that as an NFA item. So if that does happen, which with this administration most likely could and will, and then they are making people register those, right? If you have been paying attention in the news as well, the ATF has done that same thing with the rare breed triggers,
Yep.
saying that they were legal, but now they're not. They're a machine gun. So they are going after everybody that owns one of those, going door to door, actually, literally going door to door, asking for those. And same thing with the um, suppressor, the crap, what was it? The oil can.
Oh, the oil filter, fuel filter.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
So, and there's a clip that we're gonna play. It'll say what it is in here, but there's all these things that there was legal or fine with them that they're now changing their story and actually going to people's houses without a warrant, taking these. So I want to play a clip of the ATF actually going after one of these here.
Hey, sir, how are you? Good. Hey, what's going on, man? How's it going? Hey, with the ATF. Okay. I'm hearing about a solvent trap that you ordered. Okay. Do you still have it? I'm not going to answer any questions. Okay. Well, we're actually here to recover them because they're being used as suppressors. You have a warrant? I don't have a warrant. If you let me finish, I can talk to you. Okay? Yep. They're being used as suppressors. Now, we're just here to pick them up. If you don't have it, you can sign that you don't have it anymore. I'm not going to sign anything. Okay, don't sign anything. So what will happen is if you're caught with it, we'll prosecute you federally. Sure. For an NFA item. Okay? Sure. You're obviously going to be on the radar now. I appreciate all the cooperation. We just came to pick it up and have it destroyed. But since you're being such a polite person, I mean, we'll leave it at that. We know what you're using it for, correct? I mean, you bought a jig with it for your AR-15? I don't know what you're talking about. Exactly. So, this isn't the first time we've done this? If you want to come back with a warrant, I mean, you can do that. Okay, absolutely. Take your hand on your pocket for me, please. I'm sorry? Take your hand on your pocket for me. You're on my property. I can put my hands where I want. All right, we're law enforcement. We're talking to you in an official capacity, so I'd rather you not have your hand in your pocket. So, we're not trying to be jerks here. You are, though. We're not. We're the ATF. We're idiots? No. No, I didn't say that. Oh. Okay. I said you're the ATF. Correct. Well, your entire job is to take away people's guns. I don't think you have any idea what our job is. I know everything about your job. All it is to erode the Second Amendment. Okay. Shall not be infringed. So, violent criminals with guns that we take off the street. That's like at Waco? Like at Ruby Ridge? Oh my gosh. Bro, dogs? You need to quit. You're right. Dogs in the house. Reading so many books. You're watching too many shows and reading too many books. Yeah. All right. Well, I'm sure we'll find you again someday. No. Yeah. Anyway, have a good one. Yeah, I appreciate the cooperation. Take it easy. Yes, sir. Watch out for the dogs, guys.
So the fact that he's like, we'll we'll likely see you again someday. Wow. So this is what the ATF is doing, going door to door with things that they have changed the ruling of, and they're going without warrant. So if you don't know, if the ATF comes and asks you for stuff without a warrant, you can tell them to go away, like this guy did.
Yeah.
So they know that they
Are in the wrong.
yeah, that they have no power really. They're just gonna ask you, try and scare you into giving up whatever it is. Which when or if they do this with the pistol braces, who's to stop them? Because then they're gonna know everybody that has one if you register it.
Yeah.
They're gonna have the picture of the gun, so they're gonna know exactly what it looks like, how many you have, and yeah, because they can say at that point, "Oh, we changed our minds. These are illegal. Turn them in, or we're gonna come get them." I can see that happening,
Yeah.
and this is exactly what they're gonna do.
Go door to door.
Yep.
Good luck.
So as of right now, a lot of it's failing because they don't have warrants, and I have yet to see one where they have a warrant.
Yeah. You probably won't. I think they're just trying to do the intimidation factor and push their way in.
Yeah.
I'm waiting for one of them to actually get in and then get shot, like try to barge in.
I think if that were to happen, like to us, and say they were being really pushy and wouldn't go away, even if they didn't have a warrant, I would honestly call the sheriff's department because luckily our sheriff's department's pretty gun friendly,
Yeah.
and so I think they'd be like, "Fuck the ATF," and
Well, technically, we have stand our ground here too.
yeah, I wouldn't want to. I wouldn't want to
Try closing the door and they try to open it, get back.
Yeah,
Especially with the Ring doorbells, and if you can prove it.
I wouldn't want that. Just from a law standpoint, because that gets a little.
Yeah, I don't know. They
Because
need it,
the other ATF agent's probably going to shoot you.
and then they're going to be in even worse trouble.
Yeah, you don't. Yeah, just call the sheriff.
Yeah.
That's what I would do. Honestly, just call, like, shut the door.
I'm just waiting for it to happen because they're going to piss off the wrong person on the wrong day.
Yep, you're going to
And-
get some ATF agent that is full of himself, and
It's just like those bounty hunters.
Mhm.
You ever watch those? And like got little, I don't know what he is. I always see him on like those Facebook shorts. I was like, if that dude ever came up to me, I would just want to lay him out flat.
that dog, the bounty hunter guy.
No, not the dog. There's like he's like maybe our age, and he just is an arrogant prick about every little fucking thing.
Yeah.
He's like, you will do what I say. Yeah, I have no warrant. I don't need a warrant. I'm a Bill's boss man. Blah, blah, blah. I was like, and people are telling me to get off their property. He's like, I can do whatever the fuck I want. I was like, you're on private property, dude. I'm pretty sure if they really wanted to get you off, they will. But I could see someone being like him working for the ATF, and then shit goes down.
We're law enforcement, but they're enforcing laws that they're making up.
Yeah.
It's the senators in Congress are the ones that make the laws, but the ATF is trying to
Bypass
make
it.
the laws here
Yeah.
and make items illegal. And there was another thing that I saw where Joe Biden gave a speech saying all they need is to win 2 seats on
Yeah.
the Democrat side, and then they're going to ban AR-15s. And so if they win those 2 seats and can actually get those votes that they need in the Senate too, not only are they going to pass that bill that banned ARs, AKs,
Pretty much everything.
but it also, if you haven't read that bill or watched our episode on that, they're also going over most semi-automatic handguns. So
Yeah.
anything that holds over, say, 15 rounds, and they
think-
could always change
I
that.
think they said 10 or has the ability to hold 10. So even if there's extended magazines made for that gun,
Mhm.
then it'll be illegal.
Which is
Everything, pretty much.
pretty much everything nowadays. Yeah.
Yeah. That's
So
the scary part.
they say we're coming for your AR-15s, but they're also wanting to ban everything else except for the M1 Garand, like we mentioned.
Yeah.
A weapon of war.
Maybe we should start learning how to make them.
What's that?
M1 Grands.
And just start selling those to people.
Yeah, manufacturer. We'll get a manufacturer license.
We'll make extended mags for them too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or clips.
So yeah, it's kind of nerve wracking the fact that
They're going door to door.
they're going door to door just for these parts, and then they're going to try and do this thing with the pistol braces and making you register them. But then when they do that, if you do follow that and actually register it, then they can be like, okay, well, we've decided that we're going to not grandfather these in, or certain people shouldn't have these. We're going to come take it. And obviously they will, because they're going to door for these little pieces of parts. That's not even the whole gun. And they're going to know because it's registered, and you have to submit a picture is part of the deal.
Yeah,
No.
that'd be scary too, because if depending on what side of the gun you take a picture of, they'll have the serial number. So
Well, if you register anything as a short barrel rifle or anything in the NFA Act, you have to.
get it stamped, don't you?
You don't
Or
have to.
serialized stamp or something like that.
So, like, if you were to build a short barrel rifle with a regular stock on it and want to register that as an SBR, whatever the serial number for that lower will always be an SBR. Like, you can't change that out to like a regular 16-inch barrel. That particular lower is the one that's registered for that. So that serial number on that is the one that you're going to register that as. So
So what if you have multiple lowers with the same serial number?
you can't unless you make them that way.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. There's not because like with Arrow,
I know they got theirs on serial, but like those 80% lowers people want to finish, they could always put the same serial number on them if they really wanted to.
Yeah. But I mean, they're trying to go after all that stuff as well. So
Yeah.
that's been a whole big ordeal too that we talked about, those scary ghost guns.
Yep.
So yeah, a lot of stuff happening. Especially with midterms coming up.
Yeah.
There's going to be
It's gonna be a ramp up.
Make sure you vote. Like, even if you
don't want to,
don't normally vote, this is one you're going to want to vote, because if they do gain those 2 extra seats in the Senate and you're a gun owner, it's going to affect you. You may think it's not, it's going to. Because, and that's, it's going to have a snowball effect, because it's going to affect so many businesses. And it's
going to put a lot of jobs out.
If they want to start a civil war, there's a way to do it right there.
Yeah, pretty much.
Because there are people out there that will violently refuse.
Oh yeah.
So, and they're just looking for a reason. So, okay. And then if you because we have this, don't tread on me, that is a symbol of a domestic terrorism. So
hold on.
Did you see
don't tread on me is on a lot of naval ships.
Mm-hmm.
So you're telling me they're domestic terrorists, our government?
That was on the FBI's one of their symbols that they associate with a possible threat to democracy. Specifically, the "Don't Tread on Me," the Betsy Ross flag, and then, of course, some other items that you kind of see with white supremacies, but that's obvious. But like, just stuff like this, the "Don't Tread on Me," that has to do with our history. Like, that isn't. Yeah. Okay. So, unfortunately, there's
a lot of naval ships right now with a flag on the front that says "Do not tread on me."
Yeah. So that was one that popped up. I'm like, are you serious? That is so popular, and it has a point in history.
Yeah. So is the Betsy Ross flag.
Yeah.
Like, God, they're trying to erase history. They need to fucking stop.
They're trying to make every potential gun owner or average white person a freaking domestic
Next,
terrorist.
they're going to make the fucking American flag.
Yeah, if you fly the American flag, you're probably going to be a terrorist, because
God.
Actually, at that point, I'm not going to want to freaking fly the flag.
Yep. It's bad enough, like, just driving around. I don't know. I know in Spring Hill, there's a couple of houses. They got their flag upside down.
Yep.
And it's sad to see that people in our country feel that way. Like, it's not just like one house in Spring Hill. There's like multiple, and they're all like on the main drag.
Nice.
And it's like,
yeah,
I get what you're saying, but I don't think I'd ever flag that way, ever.
Especially in a small town like that. No.
Yeah, it's nuts.
Vote. Vote. Vote.
Yes, go vote. Do your civic duty.
This will have a huge effect on all of us that are into guns.
Yeah. And even if you're not into guns now, later down the road, if you get into guns.
Another thing I saw kind of ties into this as well. Canada recently, not that long ago, basically banned handguns.
Yep.
Guess who just had a mass stabbing attack?
Canada?
Yep.
Huh. Interesting.
Yeah, 10 people were killed, another 15 injured. 10 people killed from a stabbing. And then also 15 others. So there are still mass killings going on without guns.
Yep.
Imagine if the people of Canada were still able to own and carry. I don't know if they were able to carry, but imagine if they were able to carry and somebody in that group of people just happened to have a gun and saw that happening and could have stopped it
Yep.
at, probably the first couple people would have been sliced before you had time to react. But it's like that, you got to stop. But the fact that they don't have a way to defend themselves, you can't stop anything like that.
Yeah.
And then you do have to wait on those mountain police, and God knows how long it takes them to get there on their freaking horses.
That and you're gonna bleed yourself to death. That would suck.
I don't know if I don't even know what their laws are on knives,
I don't either.
but
Pretty sure they don't have to
clearly-
be serialized and background checks.
So
And things like that.
clearly, banning guns doesn't stop bad guys from
Nope.
doing bad things.
There's
It
always
just
a-
stops good guys from protecting themselves from those bad guys.
Yep.
Because guess who doesn't follow the law?
the bad guys.
The bad guys. So banning guns, they're still going to get them. And even if it makes it a little bit harder for the bad guys to get guns, they're going to find other ways to
I
do
mean,
harm.
look at all these states right now with really strict gun laws. They have the worst, like,
Crime.
crime. You wonder why.
And honestly, a lot of that is, probably gang related. You say,
Yeah, but still.
like Chicago, a lot of that's people doing that to people that
yeah.
have beef with each other. But yeah, I mean, there's still a lot of incidents to where innocent people are getting that have nothing to do with that.
Yep.
So yes, but they don't believe it.
Well, that and the media only focuses on the bad. They don't focus on the good.
Yeah, they'll be like, oh, 10 people got killed in Chicago, but they don't go into that gun was illegally acquired by this felon that was killing these other guys, and they don't give you the whole story.
But if you did something good, they're going to turn around and be like, this armed citizen illegally had a gun.
Yep.
It's like, no, he was legally able to have that gun. Get your facts straight.
Yep, we discussed that on
Yeah.
couple
Mall
episodes ago.
shooting.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah. Oh,
So vote.
Yep.
And then vote again in 2 years. Just
Yeah.
keep voting. Because
But
it's
speaking of good people, I did see on Facebook, like, I don't know, you might have seen it with the ex-boyfriend following the ex-girlfriend and mom home and tries to break in.
Mhm.
It was kind of weird. Like, he didn't talk to her for like 5 years or something like that, and then randomly started texting and then trying to like stalk her. And they got home and he tried breaking in, and the dad was there. And it's like, stop, I got a gun. Stop, I got a gun. And the guy did not want to listen, still kept trying to break in, and the dad shot him.
Mhm.
And the police were on the phone the entire time when it was going on. Heard
Neighbors.
everything.
neighbors were out front,
Yeah.
started running over.
Yeah, neighbors, hey, you got a guy out here bleeding on your driveway. Yeah, I just shot him.
Yeah.
Oh, he looks dead.
Yeah. And yeah. If somebody tells you to stop, they have a gun. Stop breaking into the house.
I got a gun. You probably should stop.
That's giving you fair warning.
Yeah.
And if you don't stop, kind of
Yeah.
on you.
Yeah, luckily it was a stand your ground state too, so but
If that happened to California, they would have been fucked.
yeah. But it was like I would not know what to do. That'd be you're trying to protect your family and that, and then you're telling this dude to stop and you just killed someone. Like, I guess after he shot him, he just stuck the gun right there on the table and sat there and waited for the police.
Guess what kind it was too?
Hmm?
Guess what? It was a Glock.
Yeah.
Most popular handgun.
But the daughter was like, Dad, you're such a good dad. Thank you. Thank you. I was like, man, that'd be nerve wracking.
That'd be tough. Do I pull the trigger?
Yep.
or wait and see what happens.
Yep. 'Cause
And then
I
you
just
pull the
found
trigger, and then you're like, "Fuck,
yeah.
like I just took somebody's life," and that is one decision I hope I never have to make. I don't hope nobody has to
Yeah.
make because that's even if you are in the right and
Yeah.
nothing wrong, I that's still going to affect you.
Yeah, it'll mess with you. Definitely gonna have some mental and psychiatric probably problems for a little bit.
hmm Now, unless like that guy had a gun to my head and was like
Yeah.
trying to like,
My life my life or
that's a
your
little
life.
bit different.
Yeah.
But if you shoot him before he comes in, because you could see 3 bullets through the actual door, but he had kicked the door in. Like
Yeah.
you could see where they broke the latches and shot him right as he came through. But I mean, who knows? He didn't know if
Yeah.
he
You
may
didn't
have
know
had
it.
a gun or,
You don't know because
and the guy was older, so there's no way. I don't think he would have been able to stop the guy
no.
once he would have entered.
Yeah. It was just scary though because she's like, "Yeah, he just started texting me randomly out of the blue. I haven't talked to him like 3 or 4 years." It's like, "What the heck
Yeah,
is going on in this world that people are doing this shit?"
criminals don't listen. But if I heard stop, I have a gun. Okay, see ya.
Yeah.
Peace out.
Let alone if you
I
heard
don't
the
want to hold with me.
shotgun. You're like, "Oh, I'm done. Bye. I'll leave you alone."
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. But that probably didn't get announced to media very often.
No, that
I just saw it on like a random Facebook reel, I think, from one of the gun
yeah.
channels.
There's a lot of pro gun channels that are pretty big, and they're getting this information out there because
Yeah,
a lot of otherwise you're not going to hear about it.
yeah,
That's how I hear about it. Calling in the War, Mr. Guns
yeah,
and Gear, Iraq Veteran 88.
yeah. There's a bunch of them, but
Mhm.
it's crazy world we live
We have to
in.
get the word out, otherwise
Yep.
people just think guns are bad, and we're all
Thanks
a
to
threat
media,
to democracy and all that.
you gotta educate them.
Yeah, I think we should have this cup sitting in plain view all the time now, and then we'll be labeled if we aren't already a threat to.
Yeah,
It was so stupid. It's like they literally the FBI and Biden said that. Biden said that.
he's a fucking idiot.
Do you hear the thing to where he said if you support MAGA, you're a threat to democracy? Like he was really meaning the January 6th uh,
Yeah, but you can't.
rioters, but he was pointing to the fact that hey, if you support Trump and you're this right wing support Trump,
Yep.
you're a threat. And there's a lot of people that don't necessarily agree with what happened with the riots and all that stuff, but there's still a lot of Trump supporters.
Well,
He's trying to make us seem like
that you're supposed to be working together. You're trying to that right there just shows that you're trying to separate
mhm.
left and right. There's no in between. Like you're supposed to be bringing us all together. That's what you were preaching when you got elected. You and your Democratic Party. Oh, we're gonna be together, work together, get things accomplished. You guys are still separating this country and dividing us.
I think because they, at this point,
They know they're
consider
in
Trump
trouble.
a real threat right now.
Well,
That he could run and possibly win.
I understand that, but still, you're the president right now. You're supposed to be bringing us together. You're not supposed to be dividing us.
Is he
way
the
you-
president, or is it the people behind the scenes pulling the strings? The president.
He's technically the president.
Is he even alive? I mean,
Yeah.
we're sure this isn't the Weekend at Bernie's right
Yeah.
now.
Artificial intelligence
Like
taking
they're
over a
playing a
robot.
freaking Jamaica song in the background, and then he gets up and
Yeah.
is able to. That's why he jabbers through the freaking speeches. That's
Yep.
freaking
Yeah.
yeah.
But yeah, like quit dividing the country. Bring us to get back together. You're supposed to work for us, not against us. And yeah, it's sad. It's very, very sad.
It is nice when there's just two of us and
Yeah, there's a
we're
lot
not
of room.
squeezed around the table, a lot of room. So yeah, it's kind of nice. And when I was doing my solo podcast for the Shotgun Studio last night, it's just me. A lot harder to talk to yourself in the camera and have a conversation for a while.
Yeah.
It's doable, but it's not as fun, I guess, because you have to keep the conversation going.
Yeah.
And remember stuff. Versus if I want to stop and say take a drink,
You gotta have notes.
I don't. I have something in my head. I try to keep it
Yeah.
relatively shorter than this podcast, but
It's kind of hard.
it is. So yeah, and Kat, your wife's supposed to be doing a solo one soon, right?
Yeah, eventually. She just did one with her brother that I'm trying to get it to upload. It's like been in 3 days now, thanks to the internet in Spring Hill and how shitty it is.
Yeah.
Takes 3, 4 days to upload like a 20, 30 minute. Like even when I was doing YouTube for school, like a little 10-minute clip on PowerPoint, it took like almost an hour to upload.
Jeez.
It's like, come on.
Well, their Comcast is coming out there now.
Yeah,
So I've heard.
they need to hurry up.
Yep. So, have I convinced you, or have you convinced yourself to
On what?
get something?
To get a bike?
Yeah.
I don't know. I've been thinking about it. I've been looking at them. I don't know.
Because
I'm
now is
still
like
debating.
the perfect weather to be out riding. It's only going to
Well,
get
that,
better.
and I keep now hearing like Rawhide's having, come in, look at our great used selection. We'll get you in at a great price. It's like, shut up.
I did find out the hard way with Rawhide. You really have to work
Yeah.
to get the price you want, and I made them work for it. But another good place is that Indian.
Yeah.
It's not
Actually,
an Indian dealer anymore.
I found an Indian Scout today on Marketplace for like, I think it was 2 years old, only had like 9,500
all
miles.
black.
No, all white with the Indian skull on it.
Really?
It was like a matte white. And I was like, And they wanted like 7 for it.
Yeah, the Indian Scouts Harleys are expensive.
Yeah.
You can get.
I'm going to buy used if I'm going to get a Harley.
I thought the same thing, but it's like the difference between, and I was looking at like 2021, 2020
Yeah.
models. It's like for the price difference, I could get a brand new one. Nobody else has fucked with it because I don't know what the other guy did with it.
Yeah.
I don't like some of these modifications that they've done. So that was just me. But the other bike I would have liked to get is an Indian Scout. I want the Indian Scout Rogue, but those are so hard to come by. So you're kind of stuck with the regular ones, which aren't bad. I just hear the suspension's not that great on them, but they're not that great on Harleys either.
Yeah.
But yeah, I do love the look of those Scouts.
Yeah, I've been looking here
You
and
should get the
there.
Scout.
I don't know, man.
It'll be better. It'll be safer for you to get a cruiser like that than a sport bike. Trust me.
Oh, I know it would, but I'd like to have a sport bike. They're cheaper.
For a reason. They're all freaking plastic, man.
Yeah, they're light.
Yeah.
Go fast.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like my dream bike probably is a BMW S, like the 1000 Super Street SR SS like 1000 or RS 1000.
Too much power for you right now.
It is, but it's such a beautiful bike. Red, white, and blue. You can't go wrong with America's colors.
Get a Scout. Ride that for a while. Either keep it or trade it in for your BMW.
I don't know. Have you ever seen that movie Harley Davidson, The Marlboro Man?
Hmm.
It's like an older one. It's like a group of friends. One's like a cowboy. They both ride bikes and they get mixed up with this drug deal, I guess. And he's got a badass Harley. If I could find that, I'd probably buy that. And it's like a Sportster. It's just like, it's like a chrome or matte silver with like skulls and crossbones on it, Harley Davidson, and had the playing cards around it.
You can customize it to that.
Yeah,
You can find
but
the things for it.
I'd rather just find that bike.
Good luck.
Yeah, I know.
How old's that movie?
In the 80s.
Oh, shit.
It was 80s, maybe even 70s. I don't know. It's like Don Johnson. Who's the guy in Iron Man 2, the main villain? He's the
Don Cheadle? No,
No.
he's a good guy.
No. But he's in it as the main character too.
Iron Man 2.
Yeah, the guy that makes the rope things that attacks Tony.
You know how long it's
I
been so long
know.
since I've seen
I
those
can't remember
movies.
his name. I should just look it up.
But yeah, I mean, if you like fall's coming up, cruise around in nice cool weather,
Yeah, I don't know.
it'd be fun.
It'd probably be next year.
Did you listen to my podcast on Shotgun Studio yet?
Not yet. I was going to, and then I was at work and I had to stop.
The topic is just jump in. And it relates to a lot of things.
Mickey Rourke.
Okay.
It's a 1991 film.
I would not have guessed that.
Yeah. But yeah, Harley Davidson, The Marlboro Man.
Well, there you go.
It's a good movie.
Check it out.
Yep. The bike is gorgeous.
Yeah, it looks pretty sweet.
It's a Harley.
So,
Cruiser.
like I said last podcast, in the comment section, tell Chris he needs to just suck it up and buy a bike.
If I do, it'll be around springtime probably. I'll give it. I'll wait
No.
to watch you learn and how you do, and
Just do it. All right. Well, we're gonna wrap it up for this week. We appreciate you guys watching. Hit that like, subscribe button. Check out the Shotgun Studio as well. Podcast over there. Anything else, Chris?
leave comments so we know what to talk about next.
Yeah. Let us know if there's anything you want to talk about or anything that we have talked about. You got it.
Comments or questions. Yeah.
Cool. Well, we appreciate you guys tuning in.
All right.
Catch you on episode 40.
Have a good one.